Welcome back, everyone. This is another FlowLab Pong tutorial. I am going to have about 2 more tutorials left in this series before we finish up. So in this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and add in the net or the line that goes down the middle of the court here. And I'm anticipating that I'm going to have to make a few adjustments. So you could make your sprite right here inside FlowLab. I'm going to go ahead and go to Pixlr though and make it a little bit more graphical. So I'm going to start by clicking on Create New. I'm going to make the width and the height 32 by 32 pixels with no background and click on Create. So it's really small. It's the size of one FlowLab square. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a really simple kind of steampunk sort of grayish pipe looking design. I'm going to start with the first layer here, and I'm going to go ahead and just make kind of a cool blue color here. And I'm going to do it right kind of down the middle here, something like that. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and drag out, I don't like that. I'm going to make another layer empty, and I'm going to drag out another rectangle. And because it's a second layer, I can then position it around until I'm happy with it. That's why I made it 2 layers. There we go, something like that. And when you move these around, you will see a pink line, which is helpful because I'll show you right here. It shows you that I'm right in the center, and there it's showing you I'm right in the center of the horizontal axis. So I'm just going to make sure it stays snapped into the pink line there. There we go. And okay, so I could stop it right here. This is just going to be a small pipe that's going to go down the middle. Maybe I'll go ahead and I'll add in 1 extra empty layer. And I think what I'll do is I'll add in a little bit of shading here just to make it look a little bit more 3-dimensional. I'll go ahead and pause, and then I'll come back when it's all done painting, and we'll bring it into FlowLab next. So as I get ready to paint on these layers here, you'll notice that these 2 layers of the pipe are separate layers. So what you want to do is you want to go to the layer menu by right-clicking or clicking on the 3 dots, and then choose Merge Down. And that will then join the 2 layers into one. All right, so now I can start painting the shadows. Okay, so I'm ready to finish up. All I did was, since I'm painting kind of this pixel style, I came down here and grabbed a square brush, and then I changed it to a really small size. I think it's 1 pixel. And I'm just going around clicking so I can just lay down some pixels here. As you can see, my lighting is coming from the left-hand side, and I'm just adding in some variety. Don't just go pure black. It's not as interesting. I've got a shade of gray here, and I've got a blue-gray here as well. And then finally, I'll go ahead and I'll, for highlights, I'll select the base gray that I have here, and then for highlights, I'll go ahead and I'll go a little brighter. And then I'll go ahead and I'll add in just a few bright spots here. Nothing too much. You don't want it to be too bright. Okay, I think that'll work. So you're going to do File, Save, and I do recommend saving it as a PXD. That way you have it as a layered file. After you're done saving it as a PXD, you're going to save it as a PNG. And so I'm going to go ahead and call this net. And I'll download. Okay, I'm all downloaded, so I'm going to go ahead and create the sprite now. And I'll go ahead and for the type, I'll just go ahead and call this net. And for the name, I'll call it net. Edit sprite, upload, go to my downloads folder, find the file, and there it is. And I'm going to go here to physics and make sure you turn off is solid. We want the ball to be able to go over it and through it. So there we go. And then I'll go ahead and this is where I'm going to run into a little bit of trouble. So for instance, how wide is my level here? So if you see, it says 0/0. So that's the very first square. And if I go all the way across here, you'll see it stops at 19. But because it starts at 0, it's actually 20 squares wide. And if you come down here to your settings, you'll see it says that the width is 20. So halfway through that would be 10, right? So if I go ahead and I find where 10 is, you'll see this says 10/0. So if I place this right here, I can do that, and then I would choose clone, and then I would go ahead and I'd clone this, just going all the way down. And there we go. I'll say done cloning. So that should be okay. But let's actually check and see. Don't leave it up to your eyeballs and see if it actually is even on both sides. So if we start here at 0 and we count this out and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 on that side. Now let's do it on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's not even, and if your eyes told you that it didn't look even, you're correct. So again, always check those kinds of things. So what do I need to do? What you need to do is come down here to settings and change your width. So for me, instead of 20, it needs to go to 21. Okay, and then I'm going to say okay. Now, where did that extra row go? Well, it's actually hiding under this wall over here. So what I need to do is I need to move the wall one more over to the right. And unfortunately, you have to move them individually. Not difficult, but something you got to do. Okay, so now this is actually even. And you'll see here that if I start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So both sides have 10 square spaces, so they are even. The obvious problem here is that my background sprite now is not the same size. One quick fix is that I could go ahead and I could fix the background inside Pixlr, or I could go here to my game levels and change the background color. I could try to match the brown of my painted background. So that's close. It doesn't look very good. I'm not terribly happy with that. So that doesn't look very good. I'm not terribly happy with that. So I'm going to show you the proper way to fix it. So I now know that the width of my game is now 21 squares wide. So if I do 32 times 21, I'm going to get 672. Okay, so here's how you fix it properly inside Pixlr. So here's my background right here. You can also go to Open Image and open it up as well. Okay, so I'm going to open it up here, and you simply come up here to the Image menu and choose Image Size. And you'll see right here, it's 640. I need it to be 32 pixels wider than 640, which is going to be 672. Before I change the number, I want to turn this feature off, Constrained Proportions. I want to uncheck that and turn that off. And what that's going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to just change just the width and not the height. If I had this turned on, it's going to try to change the height at the same time. So I'm going to type in 672 and hit apply. And now it's just made it wider. So I'm going to go ahead and do a new save, and I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this as a PNG, and I'll call this Pong BG 672, just so I know. Download. And so now I'm back in FlowLab. I'm going to go ahead and go to my layer button down here, go to background, and here is the sprite that I made. So I'm going to click on it, edit, upload, and go find my new background. Okay, so it's changed. Say OK. Say OK. And there we are. I'll go back down here to layer, go to the game world layer, and now you can see it's stretched. It looks better. I'm just going to go ahead and clone these top and this bottom one here, so it's good. Done cloning. Okay, so that is how to fix it properly. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video now since we're about time, and that is how to make a proper net and resize your level. On the next video, and I believe the final video, we're going to go ahead and set up the second paddle, or actually the first paddle over here, and get 2 players playing at the same time. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.